The first thing I do when I get here is I open up Flowhub and I'm gonna check on the Metrc tab and make sure that there are no discrepancies. That is one of my favorite things, the integration right from Metrc into Flowhub. It's just so nice to not have to have both those windows open if I want to assess the differences between the two. It just presents them to me right there on a platter on that screen, and I can just fix it with like 2 buttons half the time, and it's just so easy. I love the Metrc integration. We of course use the manifest import function a lot when we intake deliveries every day. I love that it gets smarter as you use it, and it just builds those associations between the incoming product name in Metrc and what we've imported it as in Flowhub historically. It just really streamlines the whole thing.
We have a pretty steady stream of transfers coming in at any time. And that always starts with count everything, scan everything, make sure it's there, and then we build everything in the back end of Flowhub. And that has become a very streamlined process in our store. We have somebody that's strictly dedicated to basically keeping us in compliance, solving any sort of variance or anything like that. And for him, the Nug has made it very, very easy, as well as using things like comparing what we have in Flowhub to what we have in Metrc. Those are very, very useful tools to know just one glance. One of the most difficult things in cannabis is one ups, one downs. You know, you're up a pre-roll, you're down a pre-roll, and where do you find it? How do you find it? And it's doing all of those research, and it could be in 2 or 3 separate applications that you have to use. But Flowhub has really done a good job of unifying what we have in Flowhub and what we have in the seed to sale tracking system, Metrc. I would guesstimate hundreds of hours a year are saved just based on how accessible Flowhub has all that information. It just smooths everything out.
Another great feature is having the AI that pushes any failed transaction to Metrc, so we don't have to worry about that. I can just check the failed transactions and see if there was anything wrong, but for the most part, everything is just being handled by Flowhub. I've never felt as confident as I do right now with Metrc and Flowhub being one-to-one. You can just go into the Metrc tab and look at your Flowhub discrepancies or Metrc discrepancies, and you're able to make sure that everything is accurate. I don't think we've ever had a system where you're able to see if your POS inventory matches your Metrc inventory, and now we're able to do that straight from Flowhub.